This is my co-host Marco, by the way.
Hi.
Hi.
Love your top.
Thank you.
Love your shoes.
Thank you.
Love you.
So I am now joined by Bambi from Ireland. Bambi, what does it feel like being weirdly halfway through this Eurovision journey now? Because it's only 4 more weeks. Does it feel like that?
I'm so time blind that I don't even remember my yesterdays, so I can't tell you whether I feel like I've just started or whether I'm halfway through.
We are also a podcast, of course, so I would love to hear in your own words, because you've been pulling so many different looks and things this whole season, which have all been amazing. We've been raving about them. But what is the inspiration of what you're wearing today?
Manish. It's a little bit more mask side, a little bit Edgar Allan Poe. I'm wearing 12-inch pleasers and a suit backwards and some upside-down crosses just to remind people that I'm not a Satanist.
What has that been like? The fact that your entry and your presence in Eurovision has given so many different opinions, positive ones, ones that have absolutely no valid, thing to be in there. What has that been like?
I love causing a stir,
Nice.
so it's good. Whether it's you like me, you don't like me, you're talking about me one way or the other.
We were wondering, and this was a question we both were wondering, is in your song, there's a lot of different things happening, a lot of different dynamics, a lot of different melodies and sounds. How do you find the right offset of all of them within those 3 minutes? Was that something you really had to, take a long time with, or was it immediately where you knew where what thing went?
We were just playing in the studio and we were just seeing, okay, we've added a pop chorus to this metal part of the song. Can we make it jazz? Can we go even more hard? I just love playing, I love experimenting. And like, if it works, it works and it works. And like a lot of people don't understand it because I would argue that their ears aren't trained properly to music. But
or trained to what we've been discussing, sometimes a very westernized standard of a structure of a song or something.
yeah, because you're just fed what's on the radio, even though I am on the radio. So, like, hello. No, Doomsday is, it's like a 3-minute musical theater piece almost. It's a story. Like, of course it's up and down. It's a toxic relationship. It's the toxic relationship that people have with queer people in the world. It's also the toxic relationship in your brain. Sometimes you're like, happy, 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 and then you're really low, and then you're manic. Like, it's basically just human emotions in 3 minutes, I think. Especially mine, because I'm a bit healing.
I'm that same way too sometimes. I'm wondering, as a queer person, how does it feel to be surrounded by, there's a couple of other queer, and how does that feel to see that those around you as well, so to know that there's more of you going through the same type of experience at the same time? That must be important.
That is very important, and I'm actually very grateful that there is another non-binary person here as well, Nemo, and that they're just so lovely. And, it always does feel much better when you have your queer people around you because you do feel seen more, Not to say that I wouldn't if there were none, but it definitely feels better that there are.
And what I think is also really important, is something that we've experienced, is we as queer people too have been able to educate other people around us about pronouns and stuff like that, and correct them sometimes and stuff like that.
Constantly correcting.
But how does that feel that there's queer fans and creators and stuff like that doing that for you, which really is also kind of a community feel, because we know from our experience as well with a lot of non-binary and trans friends that having to do that yourself all the time is really. So how does it feel to have that big community behind you that helps you with that type of?
It's been really lovely, especially online when people get it wrong. There's like a horde of people being like, it's a they them. So no, I feel very supportive. Yeah.
Final question. How do you describe the process of translating Doomsday Blue to that Malmö stage and basically getting to play with every crayon in that box of like visuals, lights, everything? How has that been for you?
Yeah, amazing. I can't wait to see it on the actual stage come into fruition. I've never played on a stage that big or with that many things to use or play with. So I'm really excited. I mean, it's a much more mature performance than I think people are maybe expecting. But it's very beautiful, and I have a really good team on it. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited.
Well, Bambi, I can tell you, we and our listeners are really excited too, and we wish you all the joy, luck, and creativity in Melbourne.
Thank you. Vote Ireland.